So for the final time of the stream playthrough, we will be going through Westopolis. I do want to show it one more time because we're doing the hero route this time. Also because I can't skip ahead. It's a live stream. I literally can't do that, so... If I could, I probably would, but no option. This one sucks again because there's like a flying Black Arms enemy that often is just slightly outside of the draw distance, and I always miss it. No matter how many times I try this stage, I feel like I always miss this one. Alright, so... Neutral, well, I keep saying neutral hero, that feels like kind of a contradiction, but like semi-hero. In some ways, I actually prefer going semi-hero until a specific stage. And then, basically veering off course to, like, the final stage of this, of the True Hero path. Because the True Hero path has one stage that's really obnoxious, in terms of, like, difficulty. We'll be tackling that next week, so I'm off the hook until then. But expect a lot of complaining once we get to that part of the True Hero story. Yeah, those two there, I think, are the ones I often miss on my personal playthroughs of this stage, so I basically hung around that area way longer than usual to try to ensure that we actually didn't miss that this time. Westopolis is a fun stage, though. Mostly its theme, I think, is really well liked. It's come back quite a few times. It's been in a few games, I want to say. I think it was also in regular generations too, as like a song you can play in like the music selection. So hypothetically, it's like the song might still be in the game, even if Westopolis itself has not been confirmed. Again, the irony of chaos control is bad, because then you'd skip all of the objective enemies, so the powers don't really make sense in this game in some ways. Chaos Blast makes more sense, but Chaos Control is like, you'll constantly get it, and there's no point, because if you're trying to do the hero route, you literally will skip everything. So, again, weird game design. Now, Generations and Colors, I'd say, are probably the most, like, stable / consistent Sonic games. Like, the most, like, objectively good Sonic games, though I personally kinda don't like describing things inherently in terms of objectivity. Just from the standpoint of, like, a lot of art is subjective, and, like, Sonic is definitely a good example of that, because I still really love these games, even though a lot of them aren't great by, like, objective merits. This one is more like a like to tolerate, I would almost say. Like, I like parts of the game, other parts are kind of a chore. But in general, this playthrough, which again, started off screen, but I have warmed up to this game a little bit, where it's like, I don't hate it as much as I did as a kid, which also might just be down to me being more, like, receptive of, like, a darker tone. I almost feel like it was a case of, like, trying to be super innocent as a kid, to the point of just avoiding edgy media, and probably to a fault, to be fair. One moment. Had to cough, it's been an allergy day. Trying to do math in my head. I think we're good, actually. I think? Yeah, there should be 3 in the final area, I think, so we didn't miss any. But yeah, everything has slightly darker hues, and again, like, even these little item balloons look a little bit worn out, like, kind of, they've been roughed up a bit. That might be happening a bit today. Oh, my voice sounds really froggy now.
Disgusting black creatures, get out of my sight. Perfect.
So I think the first cutscene coming up should be a repeat, and then the next one should be the stage cutscene. So we'll sit through that, but we will be skipping this one.
Now that was sweet, Shadow.
Yeah, well, I'm not here to save you.
Thought you might say something like that. How about a little friendly competition?
Don't waste my time.
We found the third Chaos Emerald in this city. Our mission here is done. Now get going.
Guess that means welcome to the next level. Let's go!
Get back here.
Welcome to the next level was actually an old Sega slogan, if I'm not mistaken. So an interesting callback there. Lethal Highway. This stage is interesting. As a kid, I always had troubles with it.
Just gotta keep moving.
And I think it's partly because of how I played this game. I don't think I really liked using guns in this game very much. Partly just because of, like, rejecting the idea of Sonic games having guns. But you basically have to for this stage. Which unfortunately means some gun soldiers, because of the bad auto-aim, might end up catching strays, which will definitely hurt our ranking a little bit. But yeah, if you don't use guns, you basically can't do the hero mission. It's like almost impossible from what I understand. I'd be impressed to see someone try, because I actually genuinely don't know if it's possible. Just double checking, yeah, there's no neutral route for this one, so we're good to go on that front. Yeah, it feels like there's not enough feedback for this, because it's like you're just hitting a shield the whole time. Well, that was bad. You can actually homing attack it to the point of just following it through, but I was too slow. So that's on me. Unfortunately, that will mess us up a little bit. Again, I think I did get an A rank on my own time, so I'm not really concerned about that, and also just A ranks in general. I don't want to commit to, like, 100%ing this game by any stretch of the imagination. That sounds like hell, to be honest. But I do feel like the hero side does have a very different sound to the dark side missions, which I actually really like. How it kind of feels like they're telling a story in some ways through, like, audio and other means, so it's not just purely through gameplay actions, but atmosphere also changes based on alignment. Again, there are a lot of elements to this game that are genuinely, in my opinion, fairly impressive, but again, a lot of things are like, I would not have designed the game that way. That feels like a fascinating choice. But yeah, the audio levels do seem a little bit better. I am kind of running up against where I set it to, like, limit peaking, so I may have to turn it down a little bit more. We'll see, though. But yeah, I noticed during the Guilty Gear stream a couple days ago, the mic was definitely peaking quite a bit when I went to edit. We have a ramp here, which makes me wonder, but nope, nothing of the sorts. In terms of, like, breaking the highway. Ow, I'm not having a good run of this stage. This is going pretty bad, if I'm being honest. As soon as the shield is down, it's not too bad. But yeah, I basically have like a limiter in place to like limit it, so if it does peak, it's not as bad. But you can kind of hear the audio distort if it ends up peaking. But yeah, shield's down, so all we have to do is just deal more damage. But we definitely need a gun for that. Because we're just kind of chipping away at this point. So yeah, I'll be taking this. Also, I think it's about to stop here, because it always stops at this spot, which is nice. That didn't do damage, I don't think. What happened? Huh. Weird. Yeah, if you can't hear it, that's a good thing. It means I've audio balanced things properly. But yeah, if you don't use guns, the stage sucks, but with guns, it's actually pretty easy going.
I won't allow them to.
But again, maybe it's just I've played this game too damn many times, have everything memorized to the point of like, oh, this seems easy, and then it'd probably be incredibly annoying to anyone not used to how everything works. Again, just play Shadow Reloaded, don't play the original if you want to try it. The fixed physics would go a long way to helping.
Hand over that Chaos Emerald, or else.
So, think you have a chance against me, do you?
Look, I don't take orders, especially from you. But I'm not here to fight you either. I'm collecting the emeralds to find my own answers, so why don't you just back off?
You still don't know your place, do you? Black Bull, I summon you. Behold, the wrath of Black Arms.
Woohoo! Now we're talking. Bring it on.
Come, Black Bull. Learn this entire city and its inhabitants to have...
Hey, check you out, big guy. Let's have some fun.
So our second F-Zero reference, again, since like around this time would have worked on GX and AX, AX being like an arcade version if I'm remembering right. To be fair, we actually have camera control in this fight, so that automatically makes this one of the better boss fights in my opinion. But as I was about to say, to be fair, I actually don't have the best F-Zero knowledge, so anything I say about F-Zero, probably take with a grain of salt. It's one of those things where I enjoy what I've played of the games, but I also just haven't gone my way to get really good at them. Most I've played is obviously 99, but even then, I'm not like a huge fan of it, just because I'm bad at F-Zero and everyone else who's like currently playing is really good at F-Zero to the point where I just immediately feel like outclassed to the point of getting bodied by everybody else. So yeah, once again our strategy for this fight is charge up hero gauge, and then not use chaos control, but instead just use the infinite ammo to like brute force the rest of the fight. Camera, please. I think that's because the boss got a little bit stuck on a building, of all things. So yeah, we want to charge this up, and then deal as much damage as we can. We have plenty of gauge though, so no worries. And after this, we'll get another repeat cutscene that we'll be skipping, and also one of the most famous lines of dialogue in the entire game, and also the namesake of the stream title. Actually, chaos control would help to keep them from moving around. So yeah, you might actually want to use chaos control, because you still have infinite ammo while using it. Just keep them from, like, constantly escaping. So yeah, I rescind my advice for that. Yeah, that was slow, partly because I didn't use chaos control. I think chaos control also slows the physical timer too for bosses. But again, regular stages it acts as a warp, so it's actually different than Chaos Blast, which is the same in every stage, basically.
Where's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald? Isn't that Tails?
Look at that! It's Eggman's theme park. He made it out of the rings he's taken from around the world. I've got to get those rings back.
A Chaos Emerald. This is just too easy. Guess it's my lucky day.
This is like the most specific observation I could make about this cutscene. But I like how the cutscene capitalizes the word fourth when he actually puts the emphasis on the word damn. again, that's like the most nitpicky kind of, like, it's not even a complaint really, it's just an observation where it's like, kind of funny to me. That happens sometimes with Sonic games where it's like the captions don't necessarily line up. Just dubbing in general, I feel like that happens quite a bit, where something can be captioned really, like, emphatically, but then the actual, dialogue doesn't actually reflect that at all. So we're staying neutral for this. I mean, relatively speaking, compared to what we'll be dealing with next time, the hero mission isn't even that bad. But again, for the sake of just staying, like, true semi-hero, which is, like, the most confusing way to put it, might as well just try to stay consistent. But again, there are, in my opinion, benefits to going the, going through this route until a certain point and veering off, just because I almost feel like, it just dodges a lot of headache, even though you also miss out on another very iconic cutscene, by not doing the true hero. I feel like I put too much thought into this game sometimes, which almost just, I guess, is a reflection of me being a Sonic fan. At least this is not as bad as some, from the standpoint of, from this point on, typically taking damage does not make you lose rings, so you don't have to worry about, like, accidentally getting hit and then losing everything. You can basically recover very quickly from a mistake. Obviously, the one exception is a game over. If you die, then you lose all your rings, and thus you're back to square one. I actually need to lay off a bit, I think. So I'm getting dangerously close to the number of rings I need, without really even trying. I'm gonna do something stupid. I'm gonna jump off on purpose. And the reason I'm doing this is that we don't have to worry about, like, going over the ring amount. Even without trying, I was getting really close, so now we have a bit of a buffer for rings. The one downside of doing that, and I'm thinking about it, is we don't have chaos control anymore. Obviously chaos control would be effective, but this stage actually has a point where it doesn't work anymore. So it basically, like, caps at a certain point, because I think some of the, like, zipline sections, you have to ride the zipline, chaos control won't go through them. And again, this is taking into account that there is a chaos control glitch that allows you to just infinitely boost to the end. Yeah, normally, I do the hero route for this, so you'd actually almost have enough rings by now, even without, like, the target practice stuff, even without that, we're well over, we were well close to getting that, last time, before I jumped off the platform. It's also really impressive how much dialogue was recorded for this game. Obviously there's some duplicates here and there, but there is a lot of very specific dialogue for these stages that just, like, never plays, because, if you never do specific missions, you just won't hear this dialogue. Unless you commit to getting, like, all A ranks or something. Or if you're really a fan of this game, you could always go for the true completionist of 326 ending combinations, which, I don't recommend going for that. Yeah, I don't know why my voice is so froggy today. It's probably allergies, but yeah, there were 326 possible combinations, and the game tracks them all. So to truly 100% this game, you would have to beat it 326 times. No thank you, that sounds like torture. That sounds absolutely awful.
Aren't you done yet? At this rate, the entire day will be wasted!
Yeah! Whole day wasted!
Hey, back off. Data retrieval isn't exactly my specialty.
Let me do it then!
Stop bugging him, Charmy!
An assassin?
Well, well, if it isn't Shadow! Your timing is impeccable. You know that Eggman fella pretty well, don't ya? Well, we need your help to hack into his computer. Don't ask why, and we don't have any more time to waste.
Well, what a coincidence. I'd like to know what the good old doctor's up to as well.
Whoa! This may be the big case. Espio, we're counting on you.
Roger that.
Well, so hi Storm, welcome to the stream. 3 stages left. That won't take that long, actually. Mad Matrix is, bad. I don't like the stage. I'm gonna be super blunt. The other stage is actually a little bit more reasonable. The requirements for this stage are probably some of the most absurd in the entire game. Like, straight up. Basically, you have either missions of going to the, like, main database hubs, which is not great. But then the dark mission is to set off bombs along basically a giant rail track. It takes forever. At least, you know, if you don't look it up in advance first. If you actually know what you're doing, it probably wouldn't be too bad, but casually I remember spending a long time just going in circles, trying to find, like the last bomb I needed. So we are not doing either of those. Imagine if Eggman's data corrupted right now. Yeah, that would be bad. Also, why would you need to have a teleporter to go into your own computer? That's like a very specific feature, and I question why he would need that. We actually do need a gun, so we have to actually break that. Yeah, we have to hit these panels, which is easier said than done, because sometimes the lock-on doesn't want to work. Oddly enough, this one data center is actually mandatory. You have to activate this one, or terminal actually is the term they use.
The data is fragmented.
So yeah, this is the fun part of the stage, quote unquote. You have all these bombs and you have to like physically run into them to set them off, like that. This sucks. Yeah, I'm really not a fan of this mission just because it takes forever. And again, even Espio's, while not necessarily great in my opinion, at least it's shorter, because you have like direct, you know, pathways to things. It's like, oh, you need to go to this terminal next, so you have a direct idea of where you're supposed to go, even if it's also just kind of an ordeal getting to that point. When I was doing the other route, I literally just googled which one has the gold ring, because I didn't want to like manually check all of these spots to try to find the right place to go. But just trying to navigate this like maze of platforms and stuff to figure out how to even get to this, I could not be bothered. This also feels like another mission where it's like, how are you supposed to get hero score? There's like no Black Arms enemies around, unless they're like deeper in, because Eggman's robots are like the good guys in this mission. Again, I do feel like Shadow the Hedgehog is a game that would have had a lot of potential, but unfortunately kind of is a little bit obtuse to the point of like going overboard with its ideas to an unreasonable level, basically. So now we have these little platforms that move when we activate all the light panels. Sometimes if you move the camera, it'll just get stuck. So if you're wondering why I'm having this camera angle, I didn't have a choice in the matter, it just kinda got locked in there. It actually might be orange, this doesn't look familiar. Or maybe my memory is just that bad, that's the other option. Yeah, no, this is the right place. So the actual terminal's up, but I don't care. I just want to go to the gold ring. And to do so, I think we have to go all the way over here and activate this final platform. Which, some of these panels don't want to activate, I'm noticing. But yeah, actually the next stage is gonna be weird, because, of the goal requirement for that one. So unfortunately, we actually can't go terribly fast in the next stage, just because of how it's, set up. But yeah, overall that isn't too bad, and also we got another meme line in this fight. This boss fight with Eggman is very well known because of him saying the same thing, like, every attack. So, get ready to hear a specific line that people like to make fun of a lot in this fight.
Perfect.
So that applies to a lot of Sonic dialogue, actually, is just the repetition of it is what makes these lines iconic.
So, I see you sneaky rats are back again, huh?
Damn, we've been detected.
Doctor, please tell me. I need to know about my past. Who am I? What am I doing here?
Are you still wondering who you are, Shadow? There's nothing to tell, Shadow. You have no past.
What?
Don't listen to him. He's just trying to trick you. You've got to focus. Destroy him and let's get out of here.
Oh, you little sneaky thief. I'll smash you to pieces.
All talk and no action.
I also forgot that Espio says damn in this fight.
You know what they say?
Yeah, you know what they say, the more the merrier is a very quoted line in the Sonic fandom. Because that's like the only attack he uses in this fight, and he says it every time he uses it. Also, why is Eggman inside his own computer, now that I think about it? I mean, I guess he's trying to deal with all the, like, attacks. So yeah, it does play a lot in this fight. And again, oddly enough, this is the only version of the fight where he uses this specific attack. So that's why we didn't hear it in the other versions. Makes sense, because it's kind of more like... I almost said sci-fi to describe it, which I guess is apt. While the others set in the physical world, I feel like the attacks are a little bit more, like, straightforward in a way. Not that this ever stopped Sonic from doing fantastic stuff. Banging AI is the reason. That's fair. This is kind of an interesting plot, because it is all kind of linked to, like, computers. Another meme line that's gonna come up before too long.
I have no
And again, it almost feels like the plot gets a little bit
Doctor.
lost if you don't stick with just one, like, route throughout the most part.
Perfect.
Because it just ends up getting kind of lost in the shuffle of bouncing between, like, different plot lines. This cutscene is good too.
What's up, Shadow?
Not you again.
Nice to see you too. Looks like those black creatures are headed out to space. We're on our way to the Ark, so I guess that means we're going too.
Ark.
Come on, let's roll. Next stop, the Ark.
Space colony. Ark. This place. So familiar. But why? This is where I... Maria? Died?
Oh yeah, bring it on! Looks like the party's getting started. Time to rock and roll! You up for this, Shadow?
So yeah, I find that line fascinating. We're on the way to the Ark, so I guess that means we're going too. It's like, something got lost in translation there. And also that cutscene, like Sonic is very gung-ho here, but this level's interesting because the hero mission is get the gold ring in 5 minutes. The neutral mission is get to the gold ring after 5 minutes.
What just happened?
So it's like, you have to wait. Thank you for the hydration check. I actually can't right now unless I pause the game. I'll make sure to do that in the next cutscene. Also, we have the same shield generators from the Dark Route, unfortunately. Luckily, we don't have to worry about them this time. Okay. I mean, we just started the stage, it's fine.
Damn, not here.
Basically, every stage gives you a checkpoint right at the beginning, just because you have to backtrack a lot in most stages, if you're trying to go for specific, routes. If you have Sonic, he'll just kind of taunt you the whole time. Meanwhile, we can actually take a leisurely stroll through the Ark, because we have to wait 5 minutes anyway. Now, one thing I'm actually kind of interested in with my gender redeem, I didn't actually implement it because I wasn't sure how. Also, I'm not that clever at improv to be able to do something like that. To be totally honest, I feel like I just stumble over my words really badly.
Now, time to kick things up a notch.
So yeah, this is kind of a throwback to the Final Rush and Final Chase from Sonic Adventure 2, I believe in you, thank you. I don't believe in myself though for this. And see, I just need to work up the courage to actually do it. Also, these platforms are weird. Shadow will always stop and you just kind of lose speed. Which again, where are we going? What happened there?
Not here.
Genuinely confused by what happened. Just gotta do it, yeah, I know. That's how I need to be with a lot of things in life, is just commit. Commit to the bit, as they say. But it's just working up the courage to commit. That's, like, a little bit nerve-wracking sometimes. Okay, that's what was supposed to happen. The game decided to just be mean. One thing that I do feel like is kind of a shame from my personal understanding of Sonic X Shadow Generations is the Ark level that was demoed at, like, TGS. Was it TGS? It was TGS and Summer Games Fest, I think. They didn't really have elements of the Shadow Ark levels. I kind of wish they had kind of incorporated parts of both. Because I do feel like these levels do have... Oh boy.
Damn, not here.
This is the cursed level, apparently. Which is fine. This is like, if any level's gonna be cursed, this is not a bad one for... Actually, we only have 5 lives, so maybe it is a bad level to be cursed. Yeah, we might have a problem, actually, because Cosmic Fall, which is the stage after this, is actually kind of mean. So we might be in trouble. What would Peter do? I mean, I don't have as much, like... What's the word I'm looking for?
This saucer seems to hover above the
I tend to overthink things a lot more, for better or worse.
want to touch that green energy fluid.
Even really basic decisions I end up overthinking quite a bit. Alright, we're gonna play the safe this time. I'm gonna jump off the saucer. I'm not gonna try to make this jump on the saucer. Alright, so hopefully we don't fall off the ledge to our death this time. I'm actually gonna pick up a gun, because again, the game really wants you to use these, even though I feel like it's sort of counterintuitive. And kind of an excuse to just give enemies absurdly more health than you should have. Also, by the way, there's a strafe by holding down R. The game does teach you this. It's like never useful for much. So I almost never do it unless I'm just killing time. You can even do like side flips. It's like trying really hard to be Ratchet and Clank when you're like doing side flips like that.
I need 5 keys.
Again, I'm kind of moseying. I'm not worried because I'll have to just sit at the end anyway if I get there too fast. And again, even just taking my time, I still feel like I'm gonna get there before Sonic does. But I do like the return of these little rings, and they even make the same sound as they do in Sonic Adventure 2, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, having like these little gravity switches for this level, for like an arc level in Sonic Cross Shadow would be really cool. But I don't think there's been like anything spotted like that so far from what's been shown. Also, there are some leaks floating around in terms of like level names, basically, just file names, nothing concrete. I'm putting the controller down, and we're gonna wait for a minute and a half. So if anyone has anything to talk about, let me know. Personally, I don't really have a whole lot to say. I've just been very tired today. Streaming's been feeling nice. Yeah, it's no Cage 2 Wisdom form. Kingdom Hearts is another game I thought about streaming at some point, but I don't want to commit because these games are very long. Now, Cage 1 isn't that bad though.
I've got to find out the truth.
But in general, I have a lot of games in mind. It's just, you know, I'm a little scared to commit to like a long RPG as someone who can only like manage a 3-hour stream at best, and even then that wipes me out for like the entire next day. So I get a little bit nervous about the idea of doing a really long stream. You don't have to play it all at once. Yeah, my only issue is the longer a stream playthrough goes on, the more antsy I get over like actually finishing it in a reasonable amount of time. Like there's a slight nervousness of like, oh wait, this is taking forever, and I really want to move on to another project. So that's why I have some hesitation to even start like a really big game, just from the perspective of just like what am I even trying to say? I don't think I've ever seen an idle animation. But yeah, I kind of like short games just because at least they're not like hanging over my head as much.
Will I ever find?
Because I almost feel like if I ever tried to stream a Persona, I almost feel like it would take a year to get through if I do 2 hours a day, and it's like 100 hours. That'll be a whole year. Or do another stream, that'd be the other option. Like Friday or something.
Damn it! What does it all mean? These memories, the doctor's actions and words. Nothing makes sense. Was it real?
It's been a long time, Shadow.
Who are you? And how do you know my name?
I know you, Shadow the Hedgehog. You killed everyone I loved. My family, Maria. I've been waiting all my life for this day.
What? Me? And Maria?
Maria was like a sister to me. She was the only family I knew. And because of you, she was killed. Witnessing it all, the plan to create that horrifying evil creature. That black creature, and that insane professor who unleashed it all.
So, the professor created me with Black Doom?
You don't fool me! It's not just about Maria. Thanks to you, everyone I knew and loved was killed when the Ark was destroyed. Worst of all, my family. Finally, justice is served!
If what you say is true, then I will respectfully accept my fate.
You mean to tell me that you really don't remember a thing?
But I just need some time to uncover the real truth.
Yeah, I was thinking about the short, and the last one is coming out tomorrow, I think. The Shadow Beginnings, Dark Beginnings, that's what it's called.
Is this whole place?
This is a fun stage, by the way. It sucks, though. It's like... It's so over, we're so back, the stage, because it can be really cool in some parts, and, like, absolutely aggravating in other parts. But I'm really curious to see what episode 3 is, because, like... I feel like episode 2 really left it, like, right up to events close to Sonic. Like, Sonic Generations, so I'm really curious to see how much more they can even do with it. But I've been really enjoying them, to be honest. I don't really have a whole lot to say about them, mostly just, like, character thoughts. That's nice to see, like, character focus again in Sonic, because I almost feel like the writing kind of strayed away from that a little bit. Generations, ironically, as a game, is one of the more, like, plot-wise basic Sonic games. So them going this all out for, Shadow Generations is a little bit funny to me. Okay. Hey, remember when I said I was worried about the number of lives I have? This is why. This stage sucks. Partly because of collision detection. Basically, with these falling platforms, the problem with them is they're kind of like swaying around, like you can see, but that basically means it can be very difficult to land on them. And also, sometimes it'll start like spinning, and you have to like land on a spinning, rotating platform, and it's really annoying. But like, conceptually, the stage is really cool. Just in practice, it's really annoying to actually like get through without dying a bunch of times. Like, getting an A rank on this would probably be very difficult. Also, we're doing the hero mission. I actually don't need to listen to Black Doom right now. This is a rocket launcher. Okay. Oh, never mind, he's back. That was fast. Where are we going? Is this a spring? This is not a spring. And actually we have to fall. Okay, that was completely unclear because the camera would not rotate down. Nice. Again, cool in theory. Execution kind of leaves a lot to be desired, in my opinion. Just because of just how, like, clunky some of the camera angles can be, to the point of, like, I don't see what you're supposed to do here. Also, the music's really good in this stage. Also, like, a 15-minute time limit is surprisingly generous. Anyway, this is, like, the meme stage because Vector's objective is very notorious.
Find the computer room.
I don't know why that became a meme, to be honest, but it did. So, there you go. Had to show that off at least once. I think Artificial Chaos counts as gun, so we'll leave that alone. Some actually argue that because of the True Hero story, involves, like, destroying all the Artificial Chaos on the Ark. That's why there are Artificial Chaos in every other route, because you didn't destroy them in the past, in any other circumstance. Mild spoilers for the True Hero route, but also the True Hero route can, like, really suck, so I'm already talking about it because I'm dreading it. Speaking of dread, this part is awful. I'm just gonna be blunt. Like, there's no good way to get through this section, as far as I'm aware. I wonder how Reload would feel with this, or Reloaded, I think. Like, if the improved physics would make it feel less awful platforming in this particular spot. I hope so, because that would help immensely. Also, the homing attack sometimes just doesn't want to work, so that's cool too. I do like how you have all the like grind rails from like Final Chase and such just falling all over the place, and like that one's spinning. But yeah, it's a case of you're at the mercy of the camera. If the camera decides to cooperate, this isn't too bad. If it doesn't decide to cooperate, you're just kinda out of luck. This is a really not helpful camera angle because I can barely see Shadow on screen right now. There we go, we got a checkpoint at least, so we're not completely out of luck if we fall again. Time to redo everything, but this is the really stupid part of the stage, the vertically rotating platforms. Like, what are we supposed to do about that? Never mind, that actually works.
Did you try going down here?
Cool. That was totally by accident, but it worked out, so I'll take it. Normally the stage sucks, so if I accidentally... What happened? I need to not talk is the story. This happened a lot on Monday, where it's like every time I was like, I'm doing okay, that's when I die. So yeah, maybe I should just stop talking when I'm doing well, and just like play it cool. Don't draw attention to me doing well, because I'm susceptible to jinxing. Alright, too far. Can we? Nope. I was gonna say, can we salvage this? And the answer is no. What happened the previous time is really dumb. The grind animation basically cut off the, it basically hopped over the spring, because in this game in particular, Shadow does a little jump when he does a grind rail speed up, and it just happened to be enough to dodge the spring. It's really dumb. Again, a well-programmed video game. They thought that through very well. I mean, I do admittedly prefer how in current Sonic games to grind on rails. You don't have to like do anything like that. You basically just have to, you know, boost essentially to get speed up. Oh, this is the branch point, by the way. This is like nerve-wracking because you only have like one chance at it. And the camera is not helpful. We made it. That was no problem, right? No sweat. No worries. It's all good. Oh, good. Because I couldn't see the platform because of the camera positioning, I was really nervous that it was just gonna plummet me into a pit or something. Can we use switches? No, we cannot. We are not Tails. We have to actually jump out of the mech for that. Oh, this feels precarious as heck. There we go. Now I'm curious, does this count as Dark or Hero? That counts as Hero, okay. Actually, that does make sense, because again, Maria wants you to destroy the artificial chaos in one of the previous missions. Now again, the fan theory of, oh, Maria getting her wish to have the artificial chaos destroyed is why they don't show up in other stages. Yeah, that's a good theory, but also why do they show up in Sonic Adventure 2 then? So yeah, that is one area where the theory falls apart a little bit. Oh shoot, I was supposed to light dash there. Okay, Shadow, you can go that way as a treat. Like, I won't judge as long as I don't fall off the platform. Whenever I stream this, like, Sonic games, well, I've only done 3 so far, but I keep having this feeling where I have to be like, I swear I like these games, because I feel like I keep discovering the weirdest stuff, and it's like these games are just mildly cursed a little bit, but that's just Sonic in general. You just never know if you're gonna have like a good run through a stage, or if it'll just be the most, like, cursed run. It's part of the fun, part of the charm, is not knowing what you're gonna get from this game. It could be nice, or it could just completely fling you off course for no apparent reason. This is a cool set piece, though. And with that, we've already reached the computer room, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, the 15-minute time limit is shockingly generous. But if you do want to go back and do the other route, they do give you a checkpoint, which is very arbitrary, I feel. It's okay to not like them. I mean, I genuinely do like these games, though. Again, there are a couple I'm not a fan of. Lost World for story reasons, Forces also for story reasons, and just general blandness in that case. But like, other than that, I can find positives in like every other Sonic game. Like, straight up. Like, most Sonic games I'm pretty positive about, for the most part, or can find something to like about them.
What is this defiance?
Black Doom, I need to know the truth. Am I the one the humans refer to as the evil one? Tell me. I need to know.
It is true. I created you. You are a part of me.
Hey, Shadow, you okay?
If that's true, then I'll have to accept my responsibilities for my crimes. I will avenge the victims who died aboard the Ark on that tragic day.
The humans seem to have convinced you with this absurdity. Therefore, I have no choice but to kill you too. Those humans have brainwashed you and your feeble mind. Allow me to remind you of the truth.
Don't listen to him! We need to defeat him!
Actually, I think this is our first time fighting Black Doom, for this playthrough. Again, he shows up in a couple of endings. Again, you only have 3 ending fights. You have, Egg Dealer, Black Doom, and Diablon. And they basically populate all of the endings. So, again, get used to these fights if you want to actually, okay. Or the bullets can just go straight through, that works too. But like, this one gives you so much ammo, it's weird. Cause like, the previous one was so stingy, it's like, why do we have so much ammo? Like, not complaining, mind you, it's just kinda weird that they make the, Diablon fight so hard compared to everything else. It's like, just a lack of consistency that's a little bit annoying, to be honest. It's like, I kinda would prefer, being able to like, consistently deal damage in fights. So this is dumb, I wanna stock up while we can. We're almost at a chaos control level, so that's part of the reason why I'm doing this. Again, you can only hit him when he's like not got an afterglow. Like typically you have to get pretty high up to deal damage. But like, this fight is so much easier than Diablon, it's weird. The only frustration is just having to wait for an opening, at times. Or like getting stuck inside the boss in that case, that sucked. We kind of burned most of our chaos control gauge, so that was not the most productive attempt of this fight ever. But it should still be enough to get through this without too much more trouble. I seriously immediately get sniped by a meteor. Oh, it actually reached, cool. It's easy, he says, not having to worry about taking damage in this fight. Yeah, basically the one that has a voice line is the one you want to target. But also, like, you have to wait until he actually starts attacking first. He doesn't have a hitbox for the first few frames of his attack, for whatever reason. But yeah, that takes care of another ending, so that means there's only one left, which we'll probably tackle next time. Oh, by next time I mean next week.
What I must do for my atonement.
It's better to let people play than just watching. Yeah, I feel like that's also how I am with a few, like, Black Knight and Secret Rings are that way for me.
Finally, I've got all the Chaos Emeralds.
Shadow. This yet. The Black Arms will rise again.
I am Shadow the Hedgehog, a research experiment gone deadly wrong. I've caused so much destruction. I should never have been created. This is who I am.
Hey, don't go there! Yet, things may not be what they seem. You could be.
I'll be honest, I go back and forth on how I feel about this ending, because on one hand, it's very tragic for Shadow to be feeling this way, but it's also kind of funny for Vector to be the one trying to console him in this moment. Like, a very interesting choice to have Vector be the companion character of this one, just because it's like, I don't know if he's, like, the best person to be giving Shadow this speech.